subscribe, love, like. We're sponsored by the Spunk Lube and rebroadcast by the Demon Seed Radio Network. We could not do any of this without you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us that bump. Porn Star Duo Podcast. I'm Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Siren Saint Sin.
Yes.
I was really worried I was gonna like tongue twister it.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah. Thank you for doing this. Right out of the gate, we were talking about your background in performing arts. Where did you start?
Performing?
Yeah.
I was a classically trained musician.
No shit.
For 13 years.
What instrument?
French horn.
Wow. French horn.
Yes.
Wow. You do not hear this very often.
No, especially from women.
Yeah. Is French horn a male-dominated industry?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
That's why my parents put me in it.
My sister played French horn, and I think they tried to swap her to baritone in her process. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Most people don't.
How did you fight the good fight in the French horn industry?
I had a great support system. My parents forced me. I actually didn't want to play the French horn. I wanted to play saxophone.
No shit. I played saxophone.
No, they're like, no, if you're going to go to do this, you're going to play an instrument where women aren't very prevalent.
No
so
shit.
you can demand more money.
That's crazy.
They
That's
get
really smart.
good.
Are your parents musicians?
They were.
Yeah.
But they're also artists, and they're just very supportive of that stuff.
Yeah.
They wanted to give me the opportunities, but eventually I didn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I sold my horn, and I went into dance.
Oh, no
and
shit.
I became a professional dancer for
No
over
shit.
20 years and
Wow.
did theater and acting and professional belly dancer, burlesque, and all that. And here I am.
What's this like a quintuple threat? What is it? What are you?
I'm an everything threat.
Can you sing as well? No singing. Okay, fine.
No. That's one thing. No.
Fine. We found your weakness.
Oh, God.
Sing this song.
No karaoke and me.
I was trying to do so. We do at the end of these episodes. We try to do like some kind of physical challenge kind of thing. And I was trying to do karaoke all week, and I didn't realize how bad I'm. So bad. I'm really bad. I don't even know how to like. It's like I'm just trying to do 1 minute to 2 minutes, and I can't even be interesting karaokeing for 2 minutes, even with another person. It was bad.
You know what I default to?
What's your default?
Twerking.
Yeah, I don't have it. I don't have any twerk game, unfortunately.
Neither do I.
I
But
don't
I'll
have.
try.
I did a booty clap contest yesterday.
Ooh.
I cannot make my booty clap. We found that out. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, but for sure cannot.
Cannot. Yeah.
So yeah, I've never been at karaoke and saw somebody go to twerking.
Well, I mean, if you can't sing, might as well entertain somehow, right?
I guess that's.
I mean, I don't want to hurt their ears.
So French horn, wow, that's crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
so what was your favorite like genre of dance?
I don't know if I have a favorite genre of dance. Well, I'm Romany,
Okay.
which is gypsy.
Yeah.
Most people know that is gypsy. But I'm Romany, so I did traditional Rusko Roma dance
Okay.
and stuff like that. So I think that was probably one of my more favorites.
Okay.
That's because it's more my ethnicity.
Yeah.
And I'm able to educate people through dance.
And you feel connected when you're doing it.
Yes.
It's like that first time I went to Italy, and I don't speak Italian. I don't really know a lot of my family over there, but I'm in Italy, and I'm just like, I'm in Italy.
Right.
This is me.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I felt
So
most
that's cool.
connected. But burlesque was also really fun. You have to tell a story in just a few minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you're not just entertaining, but you have to tell a story.
Right.
And for that, I mean, that was a lot of fun.
I have a vaudeville, burlesque, all this sort of stuff. I have like a very warm place in my heart for, because it's kind of where stand-up comedy came from.
Actually, yes.
Because it's like everybody had, and like you look at how much more talented everybody had to be before.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had to be able to sing, they had to be able to dance, they had to be able to like in between like doing like whatever the next thing was, they had to like have a quip. They had to have
Right.
like something I could say and entertain the crowd. So, and then now we're all, comedians are just like one-liners standing there. Like we're really under-talented compared to what we used to be.
Well, burlesque means to satirize, to make fun of.
Yeah.
So it was actually male-dominated comedians.
Yeah.
And then TV came around, and how are we going to pull audiences from moving pictures,
Right.
to TV? And so you add in pretty naked ladies.
Sure. So I didn't even realize that. So the nudity and the femininity and the tassels and the whole thing, that's later.
Oh yeah, no, it was comedy.
No shit. Okay,
It
very
means
cool.
to satirize.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
very political.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize that wasn't that was a later add-on. I thought it was literally like doing what they're doing, but then also crushing jokes while.
No, it was all about the comedians, and
Yeah.
then you'd have a girl here and there, but
Yeah.
nothing too scandalous.
Right.
The moving pictures came along, and well, how are you going to get people keep going to live entertainment?
Yeah.
Well, the more scandalous you are,
right.
the more attention you're going to get.
Because now they're fighting staying home. I see what you're saying. Oh, very
well,
cool.
the moving pictures and then going into TV.
Right.
So burlesque is also the mother of modern day strip clubs too.
Yeah, interesting.
So the two that used to work together separated, and now you have that. And then you have the revival of burlesque, and so our MCs are the comedians. They're the ones who bring that aspect back to it.
Yeah.
So we're trying to do that.
Yeah, I tried to MC a couple burlesque events. Comedians do not get the same level of respect in that scene. Because they want all the comedians to volunteer their time. And I was like, wait, everybody just paid to be here. Why am I volunteering? Let me ask you this. This is a thing that I recently found out, and I just want to know how you identify with this thing. The phrase gypsy is it's like a racial slur.
It is.
Yeah.
It means thief.
Okay.
Have you ever heard the term "you gypped me"?
For sure.
It means you stole from me, right?
Right.
Used to be "you gypsied me."
Right, so I stopped. I stopped using. Not that I was. Not that the need to use the word gypsy was coming up that often. But now I'm like, sorry, excuse me, sorry. That's you can't.
That's a slur.
You can't say that word.
Yeah, we're Romany.
So, yeah. So I mean, how much does it hurt you when you hear the term, or when somebody says it?
I've learned to understand that a lot of Westerners are very ignorant. About it. So being offended by not willful ignorance doesn't offend me anymore. I try to educate as much as possible.
So if
on it, but
you're going with the mindset like, oh, they don't know that they're being a piece of trash right now. They're not trying to hurt my feelings.
Yeah, they're not doing it purposely. They're saying the term based upon what they've grown up with.
Right.
And and if you can educate. If you can't change other people's behavior, you can only change how you react to it. So why get angry over somebody else's ignorance? Educate them. If they want to perpetuate it and then argue with me about how I feel about it, well, then I just don't engage with that person anymore.
Yeah. So the big thing with racial slurs, I don't know, this is a weird sentence to start, is when the community that they're harming takes them on. And it's the big talk now is obviously like black communities and the N-word. But more than that, my father and his friends in high school started calling each other Guinea and Wop and Dago and all this stuff. And my father's oldest brother pulled my father aside. This is his uncle. And says, I don't know what you're doing right now, but like if somebody called me those words in high school, I would fight them on the spot. So I'm just wondering if there's any like reclaiming, like, are you with your Romany friends and you guys are just calling each other the G word?
Oh yeah.
Is that real?
Oh yeah. And we go with all the stereotypes and like, you're gonna steal my children.
Oh, that's funny.
You're gonna eat my babies.
That's great.
I'm gonna hex you.
That's great.
Because when you use it for yourself and you use it within your community, you're taking the power back.
Right. And
then it's not so offensive when somebody else says it. You just be like, well, you're just ignorant.
Yeah. So you're like, what up, my G word?
Yeah.
I like this idea.
Yeah. It's a reclaiming within the culture, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Take the power back.
Sure. Now you told me offcast where you're from, or can we talk about Texas?
We can talk about Texas.
And El Paso? This is where you grew up?
We can talk about it.
Okay,
no,
cool.
I did not grow up there. I grew up in Denver.
Okay,
but I've been there for...
Oh, no shit. You're fine.
I been there for 17 years.
Denver. So what was Denver's down, because I only traveled, I think, post recreational law. What was Denver's identity when you were growing up?
It was just diverse.
Yeah.
It was art, diversity, being outdoors,
So how do you feel now that this law is passed, the marijuana law? It's like it's become what people are attaching to.
Right. Colorado's always been progressive.
Yeah.
It's always been like if it doesn't harm anybody, what's the big deal?
Sure. So it doesn't feel any different to you. It's not.
No, not really. It's just, it was kind of like a natural progression that eventually Colorado was going to do that because they are so progressive.
Sure.
Actually going to Texas was like culture shock.
Yeah. Right.
Big time. Like, oh, we're not that expressive. Oh, we're very religious.
Right.
And we're like, oh.
Everything indoors is different from everything outdoors.
Yeah.
What happens in home and out of home are they're like different characters.
Yeah. Everybody kind of like, it's a friendly community, but people tend to stick with themselves or things like that. It was just a culture shock. Yeah.
Texas, like a lot of places in the U.S., you can just feel people hiding shit. Like they're not open enough about their own identity.
Yeah, I think that. And El Paso is a very big city.
Yeah.
It's a very vibrant, culturally, culture identity there is a big thing.
Sure.
And it's a wonderful family community. It's kind of a slow pace like thing. It's a great place if you just want a good little stress-free life.
Yeah.
Like that's the good part about it. But it's also very small town mentality.
So how does that intersect? Do you find it all do you feel like you live in a community where if you were open about everything you're involved in, you would be judged or like fucked with?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I am judged.
Okay. Well, you're judged on how open are you with the community about what you're involved in?
I'm not unknown.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
literally.
I'm not unknown.
Yeah.
So
you
I mean, I'm not out there, but people know.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, well, El Paso isn't my whole focus.
Right.
It's not my world.
Right.
There's a whole big expansive world out there. Why am I going to worry about what people think just locally?
Sure, for sure.
And it's my life. I'm going to do what I want.
There's something about like inked people that I think they get more recognized because there's confirmation. Because you see somebody that you might think on the street and just on face, and I don't think our brains are like functioning at the level they're supposed to with facial recognition. It's like you're looking at somebody and you're like, I feel like that's somebody.
I think I know you.
But so a friend of mine who was leaving the industry, this is when we met, that was her big marker, was that people knew this specific tattoo that she had. So this is how she would get called out in public.
Right.
Like, oh, you're you because of the tattoo. I just connected that piece now that's really like a clear identifier to people.
It's very much so, especially with as much as I have and where I have
and
them.
they're like, oh, that's definitely her.
Oh yeah, especially my neck.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, what's the last thing you did?
My neck.
The neck. Interesting.
It's a back piece cover up.
Okay.
So I'm in the process of getting that covered up, but it's all connected.
Yeah.
To my back.
So you're finishing. So you were getting rid of something on the back, and then the whole
just comes around.
Process of it was the one.
So I have about 16 more hours left on my back.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. Big ass piece.
Do you find is the neck the moment like a different moment for people? Like now that you have neck art, do you think people look at you specifically different? Because that's the old joke. It's like meet a guy, like the higher up on his body the tattoo is, the more likely he's going to murder you. It's like neck or face, you're done, right? Like hand or wrist, I
don't think so. Just because people know me from me, and they know that my tattoos are my art and my personal expression.
Sure.
They know that it's just an outward expression of how I feel inside.
Yeah.
If I feel beautiful inside, why not decorate my temple?
Sure.
To do that. I don't think I've had any, but I think a lot of older people ask me.
Interesting.
About it rather than judge me.
Yeah.
They're like, but why?
They say why?
Yeah.
Why feels
why ruin
you're
your
much
face?
softer than me.
Yeah. Why ruin your face?
Right. Yeah. Why ruin your face to me seems aggressive.
Well, but they're generally asking why would you do that? And I'm like, I take every moment that I interact with somebody as a teaching moment.
Sure. To them. To teach them.
Well, I can learn from them.
Yeah.
But if they're asking me, it's a great moment for teaching. Why get offended when you can educate?
Yeah.
Right? So even then, to them, it was an idea of distraction from my face. But if we talk about art, our eyes focus on the brightest spot of an image first, or a canvas first.
Yeah.
So if this is darker under here, you're actually seeing my face
Ah.
more than you would. That's a secondary thing.
Right.
Like, why am I paying? Oh,
Yeah. It's like that idea with the beards. Like this, my buddy's got a joke about how somebody was like, you should have a beard. Like I think you would look better with less face. I think.
oh man, I would be offended by that.
Yeah, no, but it wasn't meant to offend. But he spun it. He spun it that way.
Yeah, you should cover your face because it would look good.
Yeah.
But no, it took me. I've always wanted to be heavily inked since
Yeah.
I was a little girl. Always wanted to do it.
So what was your first tattoo? What was its symbolism?
It's on my leg, and it's the BDSM symbol and the Celtic knot for unity.
Okay.
Yeah, I went balls out.
That's one thing. BDSM unity.
Yeah,
Interesting.
as I was 21
Yeah.
when I got my first tattoo.
That's late.
Yeah,
That's late for rebellious tattoo people.
I know. Because I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to make sure it's what I want.
Yeah.
I've been slowly getting tattooed for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
And the past year, I've had more work done in the past year than I did in 20 years.
Sure. And then where are you with the thing? Like how many more do you envision? Like does the canvas like sit in your head, or is it's a slow gradual thing for you?
It's a slow, gradual thing.
So just like you get an inspiration and then you go, well, okay, where does it go, and what?
Yeah, and I try to design the tattoos with the artists that go with the shape of my body.
Sure.
It's not meant to cover it up. It's meant to enhance it.
Yeah.
So it's just art on my canvas.
Yeah. I think that.
So, yeah, anything that's shaped, it's shaped for a specific reason. You know, if I, like with my back tattoo, we shaped it just right so it shows my curves rather than cover it up.
Right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So you said people in your town know what you're doing. So do you still have some live element to what you're doing currently?
Yeah, I still perform live.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And then, so the stuff that you're doing live is mostly burlesque, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't really understand the comedians are very solo and on our own. What is when you're performing burlesque, are you just a solo performer, or do you have a troupe? Like how's it usually work out?
I'm a solo performer now.
Nice.
Yeah. So I book my own stuff. Like people will ask me and I decide if I want to do the gig or not.
Yeah.
And I'll
So
go.
do you have now? So if somebody asks me to just do a gig, I'll have an opener. Do you just go out and you'll just do the whole?
Well, there's other performers.
Okay, so it's a
you're
mixed
part of
show.
you're part of a cast.
Like a showcase. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So it's never just me.
But you got your moment. Like now it's you, and you do your whatever.
Every now and again, I do a private party, and that's where it's me solo, and I do it longer. Or different costumes and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's stage with other cast members.
What does it look like to play? And then what's the most awkward? Like, is there a gig that you like? If somebody says, "We come and do my birthday party," would you say no to that?
Well, I would ask more details.
Okay.
Like, is it public?
Right, like
is it private? Who's going to be there? Can I bring security? Do I have a dressing room? Like,
yeah.
But birthday parties, I've done those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did one during the summer for a gentleman's 24th birthday.
Okay.
His mom hired me.
Okay. What was the vibe? Was it like?
It was very.
Do you know these people?
Party. No, I don't know the people.
So was it like? Was it like we respect the artistry, or was it like let's almost get a stripper? Like what was what I mean?
They
like,
wanted to get a stripper.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Oh no, they totally did. Mom knew that son was a playboy and all that.
So this was the negotiation down.
But we have to there's kids there.
Right.
So how can we push the boundaries on this?
How do we get a stripper but not get a stripper? Here, you tell them.
A club stripper, yeah. So I was a club stripper, so I added that element in there. And I made it fun and family friendly and a lot of good times.
You were a club stripper.
Oh yeah.
At which point in the spectrum?
When I started 2 days after my 18th birthday.
Okay, so you were a non-inked stripper, even. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
I didn't do it for very, very long. I did it for a few years because I had my kids. So
what was the having a kid made you stop?
Yes.
Time-wise, what's the inspiration to be a stripper when you're 18? Like, how long do you think about that process, or how much of a whim is that? Just like
I've always wanted to do.
You always want to be a stripper.
I always wanted to do porn. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to be in the adult industry. I don't know what it was
So
when
you've
I was
just been
a kid.
baby stepping in.
Yeah, and then I was a performer. So
Yeah.
why not? I mean,
Yeah.
why try to be a Juilliard and do all this other stuff and
So many
work so hard to
artistic, beautiful, like people that know how to move end up in this field, and they
So I started dancing, and I'd actually get in trouble from my manager at the club because I would get so into my performance, and what I'm doing, I'd forget to take the tips.
No shit.
Yeah,
Like
for me it was.
You'd leave.
No, I wouldn't leave. They would just throw it, and I wouldn't like go up to the guys because I'm
Because
performing.
it's part of the thing to like scoop them up and right. I see what you're saying.
I was like so into like whenever I was on main stage, like create. Okay, I want this song and work with the lighting guy, and can we do this light? And this is the song, and this is the costume I'm gonna make. And actually, that was my introduction to burlesque because a customer came in and he goes, "You do realize what you're doing is actually burlesque, right?"
Right, because stripper. Now I'm from a smaller town, so stripper is just like do your 2 moves, scoop the thing, right? Like there's 3 moves, take the money, and you weren't doing that.
No,
and I'm not saying that's good.
No,
but I'm saying that's
they're very different. Like,
yeah,
but they're the same. I mean, it's the art of striptease. It's the art of erotic entertainment.
Yeah. But you're doing it in an artistic way, right?
I would say more theatrical, not necessarily artistic, but more theatrical,
right?
Way more storytelling,
yeah,
rather than just the experience,
right?
So in my head, like, oh, we're in a tent. A massive tent with the Sultan, in the middle of the desert. And I'm going to wear this costume and I'm going to seduce you because I'm the artistic courtesan.
Right.
Like that's in my head.
Yeah, right,
and
right,
I'm going
right.
to choose the music. So he was like, you're actually doing burlesque. And I didn't know what that really was at the time.
Nobody really does.
No,
even still.
because it was still so new. The revival was just beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what that is. And then he educated me on it. And that was kind of my introduction to going from there into, I was a professional belly dancer. And then I kind of just segued into that.
No kidding.
Stuff as a fetish model.
Where does belly dancing come from? Like from like a global standpoint?
It depends on which kind you do. There's Danse Orientale, which is more Turkish.
Yeah.
So Persian, Turkey.
Okay.
Places like that. Then there's Egyptian style.
Okay.
So those.
And what's your style?
I did Danse Orientale.
Okay.
So Turkish style.
And then where do you trace your heritage back to?
Well, I'm Romani.
So that's.
Well, we originally come from northern India.
Okay.
But we're a culture that doesn't own a country.
Right.
We claim no country.
Right. Because it's the nomadic nature of that was
Of
just
our
the
culture.
lifestyle, right? That
it was
yeah.
necessitated.
Yeah.
Migrant workers.
Yeah.
You go where the money is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so glad we got to talk about that because I've definitely been in the position where I'm like, I don't think you should say that.
No.
And I never had an expert to be able to like confirm my feelings.
Yeah.
So that's great. What was I gonna ask you next? So stripping, burlesque. So then you started doing burlesque on the you were a stripper and a burlesque on the side. Like I like this idea.
No, there was a couple year gap in between there. So I did the stripping and then I still wanted to dance, so I picked up belly dancing.
Yeah.
And I did that for many, many years as a professional performer.
That's before the burlesque.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about burlesque, so I dabbled in it. And then after that, performing and doing that, I wanted to go back to that, but I wasn't the body for a strip club.
Right.
I'm got the mom bod. So
sure.
I went into burlesque because it was a way for me to be artistically expressive. I knew how to make costumes. I've done theater. I've done acting. I've done dancing. It just was a natural progression for me to do that.
Yeah.
And then I went into camming.
No, how long have you been camming?
4 years.
Okay. What do you find? What do you find different when you remove a live audience?
Interaction.
So there's like a lot of like the messaging in and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the same.
No, because I can look at you and know if you like what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't know if it's just me. I can't see that. If people aren't interacting, then I don't know if what I'm doing is entertaining. So I'm kind of left to my own devices.
Right.
But it's a big challenge because I have to figure out, am I trying to entertain them or am I just trying to do me and that'll attract them?
Right. And what's your answer?
I do me and that draws them.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be something that they want. They want me.
Right. So it's like it's a two sides to a coin because it's it's one, you don't have the reinforcement to go, what I'm doing is going good because I can't see it direct. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you also don't have the nerves and the doubts of like, is this gonna work?
Right.
But you have that self moment where you're like, okay, is what I'm doing really?
And I know when they tip.
Yeah. Right.
That's the only indication that I know what I'm doing.
And do you leave the sound effects on, like a jingle? Right?
I don't leave the sound effects on. No, that bothers the hell out of me. Like,
I just realized the other day. I don't anything that's not. I tried to watch everything without the sound on. That's kind of remember. I watch all porn I watch was soundless. I didn't even realize this was part of my consumption. But the other because I'm not like creating a safe space. Do you know what I mean? Like, right. I'm gonna watch porn wherever I have the opportunity to, wherever I'm at. And since I travel so much, like, I just don't want to get caught watching. So I've been soundless. So the other day I tried to turn the sound on and get into it, and it freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, no, I get it. But see, what I am as a creator is I work with sound.
Yeah.
So even if you're trying to consume my erotic content, I have audio files.
Right.
So you can listen to me on your way to work. You can listen to me on the plane.
Is that right?
You and I can have a moment together at this erotic moment, and you don't have to worry about what people see.
Yeah.
Because I'm using your imagination.
Oh, that's great.
So I do a lot of role play.
Yeah.
ASMR erotica.
ASMR.
Erotica.
What's the ASMR?
The easiest way to explain is, when people whisper.
Yeah.
And they do the things like this.
Oh, right. Yeah, but what is this? Yeah, I know.
But I will go.
What does this stand for?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Audio, sensory, something.
Yeah.
I have to remember so many acronyms that I just know it's the Brain Tingle.
Right.
So we call it the tinglies. But what I'll do is not necessarily whisper, but I'll create a circumstance in the role play of why we need to be whispering or keeping her down. So I have one on my Pornhub that's we're studying in the library, but I need a study break, and I'm wearing a skirt with no panties. I want to go around there and have a little tryst.
Ah.
And then I explain everything.
Yeah.
Or like even be like, oh, shh, somebody's coming. Stop for a second.
This is like a lost art.
I consider myself an erotic entertainer.
Yeah.
Rather than a porn star.
Yeah.
Or anything. I'm an erotic entertainer because I do audio, visual, sensory play.
Yeah, this is great. I'm totally with it.
I do my own video, my own photography, my own Foley sounds.
Yeah.
Because I put the sounds in it. Like I search for, or if I need to go to a library and record sounds, I just take my computer and my microphone and I record the ambient sound that's around to use in my clips. Or I'll go outside in nature, or if a car needs to drive by, I record those.
If you're selling the shit out of your out of your personal content right now. I'll tell you that right now. By the way, what's the best, fastest, easiest way to get to your content and pay you for your content?
Just look up Siren Saint Sin. I'm fucking everywhere.
Okay. And then you have a bunch of, so you have clip sites, and do you have like a bunch of like monthly type deals?
I do have some monthly type deals. I have currently 3 websites for Siren Saint Sin. I have my modeling website and link dump to everything that I have. I have my adult clip site. And then I also have my dominatrix website.
Oh, okay.
But I'm also on ManyVids, Pornhub, I Want Clips.
Yeah.
I have a Patreon for more of the fine art erotic stuff for the ASMR and the photography.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You want erotic feminine photography. That's where that is.
That's great.
I do have Snapchat. I do have AVN stars.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. You're all of the places.
I am all of the places.
Did you tell me this is your first Exxxotica?
This is my first adult convention.
Period.
Yes.
Nice. So you're gonna go right to the floor 5:00.
I'm working the Inked Angels booth from 5 to 8 tonight.
Very cool. Very cool. Are you coming to the award show?
I am nominated in 5 categories.
Yeah. But are you coming?
I am. Yeah. I want to see if I win.
Very cool. 5. Okay. What are your 5?
Feature of the year.
Yeah.
Because I was Inked Angels feature in May 2019. I have Best Asked, Best Ink, Social Media Queen, and Best Website. Very
cool. Very cool. Yeah, those are. It really does seem like, I don't know. I'm not going to answer for you because that's what I was about to do. Which of those would mean the most to you?
Feature of the year.
Okay, interesting.
Though, if I don't get that one, best website would be it.
Yeah, that's what I feel like is should be the point of pride right now, because you're like somebody's ability to make a good website is actually their ability to monetize their art.
Right, and because I work in marketing and I'm a branding strategist and graphic designer and I do SEO and web development, that if I won that award, it means I won, not somebody who made it for me.
Right.
It was my branding. It was my design. It was everything that was me as a business woman.
Yeah.
I don't want to be praised as the artist. I want to be praised as the businesswoman.
Yeah.
And that to me would be amazing. If I get best ink, that's nice, but that's somebody else's art.
That's true.
I'm just the canvas.
Yeah.
And then if it's just my body, like, okay, that's nice, but I'd like to be known for what I do as a businesswoman that uses erotic entertainment as my paintbrush and canvas.
I dig that. That's fun. I wonder if there's anybody whose answer is just like, no, I'd like. It would mean the most to me to win best ass. That's the.
I mean, my ass is glorious, and I would love to know.
That would mean the most.
That I would. I mean, honestly, any of them would be.
But
just like,
being in the category, you're aware. You're aware that it that your
feature
ass is appreciated.
Yes, I'm like, oh my god, best ass. What? But like even then, feature of the year, because that would mean what I'm creating is a fan favorite.
Yeah. I think anything I run a bunch of comedy festivals and some things that are like road shows, and a lot of times we end up with these things that end up being that there's a win at the end. And so I think what's lost a lot of times and that we try to focus on when we do ours is that like, no, the other people aren't losing. The person that like had the best set then gets more comedy work, but the other people, like, we need to appreciate everybody in the thing, because it does seem like a little bit when people like lose at the thing that like they're really disappointed, but it's like you were in it, like you already kind of won because we said you're one of the 5 that we like the most.
Here I am. If I don't win, okay, look. It is awesome knowing that I was in 5 categories. I've only been doing this for 10 months. Yeah. And these were a couple months ago. So I didn't even have this long.
Right. So yeah, like the nominations were like 4 or 5 months ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm in 5 this soon?
Right.
Even if I don't win, I'm in 5 categories.
I think we need to. That's a for sure thing.
That I'm proud of.
That I'm going to try to focus on if I can.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I'm here. Like, I'm fucking here. Like, what? Like, to me, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Even just that is recognition.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like, I'm on the platform of people are going to see me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's a fun night. This will be my third year going. And I'm heavily involved in this year's Inked Awards, so I'm excited.
Inked Angels was one of the first companies to ever reach out to me when I got on Twitter when I first started out, and I was like, me?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
You tried to do that to me. You're like, why me?
Why me? Like, but then I got Feature of the Year in May.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just started in December.
It's fantastic.
So but I'm not gonna lick a gift horse in the mouth.
Right.
I'm just gonna be happy I'm here. Like,
take the bump. And ride it.
Well,
ride
there's
the
not
wave.
a lot of workers that get to go to do things like this or even get recognized.
Right.
So
in my industry, there's nothing that we have. We're so like, I don't know what word I want, but we're so self-righteous that like we wouldn't. We're like we want an award thing so much, but then we're also so against it. You know what I mean? It's like it's that thing at the same time.
I've been in that world too.
So yeah.
Normally I don't do competitions or anything else like that because I'm like, why? Like my fans are what's important.
Yeah, well,
but this is a recognition in my own community.
Yes.
That I'm appreciating.
That's the thing that we do wrong in art is that we try to pin one against the other. And it's not really what art is. No. It's not what it's about.
No. I was talking with a great photographer last night. I mean, we met at the bar at the meet and greet and we're both photographers. So when everybody goes, I'm a photographer too, and we're both like, okay. But then we really started talking. We're like, oh no, you're a photographer.
Right.
Let's talk.
Oh yeah, everybody's a side photographer.
We talked for like 5 hours. Yeah. It was insane and it was amazing. But it's also that healthy competition. Like, oh, you're doing good. Watch me challenge you.
Right.
And I'm going to be better. And then I hope he looks at me and goes, all right, game on.
Sure.
Because what we're doing is a friendly competition, but we're also increasing our abilities. We're making better art. We're progressing and growing in a friendly, healthy competition.
This I agree with. in comedy, if there's somebody who's fantastic and it's city by city is how comedy usually works. It's like, and if there's somebody fantastic in the scene, everybody else just has to work way harder and get way better.
Yeah.
Because I've seen scenes where where there's a guy or a girl who's incredible, and then they leave, and then that scene gets stagnant for like 4 years because there's nobody like hitting you know half court shots anymore, and so the other people in that scene, like, not that they get lazy, but it's like if there's no LeBron or whoever your person is,
right? No, I know.
then there's nobody to like make you go, oh, maybe I can dunk from the free throw line. So,
my industry, my mutuals are my friendly competition. They're my inspiration to always be better for my fans.
Yeah.
You know, if I see somebody else doing amazing things, I'm like, oh, good for you. That's innovative.
Yeah.
I want to try that.
It is interesting with the how much you can gain from just doing the fan stuff and the cam stuff and the custom stuff, that it almost makes it irrelevant what the rest of the community feels. Which is kind of cool and freeing and awesome. And that's what I think is a great time for me to be involved in interviewing people's industry, is like seeing how much every person I interview has their own control over their income and their art and like all the things. And I think more than it's ever been, like that's like the through line of this industry right now.
Very, very much is.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Let's plug your. Okay, so everything is Siren Saint Sin. SirenSaintSin.com.
Siren Saint Sin spelled out.com
Yep.
is my main website. You
And
can
that's where
see
we
my regular tattoo modeling,
Cool.
and then you can get links to all of my other stuff, my not safe for work stuff. It is a safe for work site.
Yep.
So you can go on there no matter where. But then it links to my not safe for work
And then
stuff.
we can find your Twitter. We can find your
Right.
Instagram.
And then I have Siren Saint Sin, which is ST Sin, which is the not safe for work website. And then goddesssiren.com, which is my pro dom stuff. But yeah, anywhere you just type in Siren Saint Sin, you're gonna find me.
Very cool. Check her out. Check out her content. Pay for your porn, please. We're sponsored by Spunk Lube. We are rebroadcast by the Demon Seed Radio Network. By the time this episode comes out, we'll give you some updates on what happened at the Inked Awards. We're going to have some behind-the-scenes content here. I'm going to challenge Siren Saint Sin to some kind of physical challenge. We don't know what it is yet. So check that out on YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're on Google Play. We're on iTunes. Whatever platform you're on, we're there. Please keep supporting us. Check us out. We just recently joined Patreon to try to figure out whether or not you guys want to start leaning into some specific content. And we have that option for you. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to our watchers. Thank you to my guest. Check us out every Sunday, guys. Thank you.